All right. Come one, come all. Welcome to DaRealBois podcast. We got today's two other co-hosts. We got Jay Tizzle.
Jay Tizzle in the house. Yo, what up, everybody? Coming at you from where am I, guys? From North Carolina. God, I wish I was somewhere.
Did you ask us where your location was?
Ethan usually knows. I share my location with him.
Ethan does have your location.
I do have his location.
I don't know. Call me high maintenance. I just feel like you should know what state you're in.
I feel like you should too, but
I'm in a different state like every other day. I think it's excusable if I forget exactly where I am.
All right. But we also got Ethan. Yay! Say hi.
Hey, I know exactly where I am. Right behind you. Check your closets. Better hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Teleports behind you.
I am under your bed.
Sniffs really loud. Yeah, Ethan is that white monster under your bed.
The white monster or the light monster?
Yeah, I'll show you a different white monster.
White.
The scariest kind.
Little fun fact about Ethan, he's a Caucasian fellow.
That's so fun.
Or maybe that's what I want you to think.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Editors, play the X-Files theme.
Got me fooled.
Not gonna do it.
Yeah, the editor sucks. He never does anything.
You can't make me.
You know what he does do? Before we started the podcast, he was giving us some sick ASMR sounds. You want to give him a sample of that?
Please, no. We don't want to lose any more of our fan base.
Right? You want some more ASMR?
If I had to have heard it, I want the listeners to actually hear this too.
Okay, but just to get this straight, you're asking me to do this, so this cannot deduct me points.
Well, maybe.
This is your episode.
Could have get you a point.
You can do whatever the hell you want.
Fair enough. I'll take a maybe. All right, here it goes. Everybody, you like this ASMR I'm going to give you right here. Like that little pop at the end?
I want you to give me ASMR of a chicken being chased by Ethan.
Come here, Ethan. I'm Caucasian.
The chicken? Was the chicken named Ethan in this
Nailed
scenario? Or
All right.
I kind of don't think that's what was asked.
Oh, Lordy. Anywho, we're here. This is not an ASMR podcast. This is
It could be, if we want it.
Well, I guess it could be an ASMR podcast, but not today. But I guess it was kind of an ASMR podcast today, but no more from here on out. Maybe more. We'll see. Nothing's in concrete.
That'll be a good episode.
What have you boys been up to?
Oh, so many things.
Really? Ethan, go on your elaborate spiel of how many things you've been up to.
I've been up to literally so many things. So many things. I've done so much, actually.
Oh.
I've done so much that I've been doing.
Wow.
Do you care to narrow down on any one of them?
Give me another minute or two, because I had a couple things in my head that I was like, oh yeah, we did this and we did that, and none of it came to mind.
I'm doing the same thing I do every day and sitting inside of a truck in some random state that I don't want to be in. Yay.
What's the worst state? Why don't you tell us what the worst state you've been in so far?
The worst state as in like the worst to drive in, or just the worst state because it just sucks?
Open to interpretation.
The worst states to drive in are probably like maybe New York. Every time you go past New York City area, it's just the traffic adds an extra hour, 2 hours to your time, and you're going to be there for a while. The worst state, just regardless, just overall terrible, maybe Florida. That's the only one where I'm pretty sure I saw lot lizards.
Oh, gross.
Ethan, what's the worst state you've ever been in?
Worst state or the worst date?
State.
Oh, state.
State of mind.
State of mind? Happiness, because it always goes away. Following that, honestly, Arkansas, because the second that I got into Arkansas, it just smelled bad.
That sounds like a you issue.
Like it just smelled bad. No, it was the air smelled bad. Whatever town that we always ended up going through when we were going to Arkansas. We didn't stop at this town, but it was the first town when you're like, oh, we're in Arkansas. We're almost where we're going, because we would go to the Ouachita Forest for hikes and stuff. But that specific town that we hit, I don't know what it's called, but it just smells bad. The air smells like shit over there. And I guess until you get to the forest and it smells fine, but probably that one or Oklahoma.
All neighboring states.
Yeah.
All neighboring states.
I like Arkansas. That's where Chance and I went and found a bunch of crystals.
I would say JT and I went and dug quartz crystals in Arkansas.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been to other neighboring states and I think that they're good. So,
Which other neighboring states have you been to?
New Mexico's cool. Colorado's cool. Louisiana's cool. I think those are the only couple of neighboring ones is New Mexico, Oklahoma, and
Louisiana.
Louisiana, yeah.
Louisiana can be kind of bumpkin.
But Arkansas, you stink. Do something about that, apparently.
Fix your odor.
Yeah, you literally stink. Like you smell bad. Maybe extra deodorant or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Get a better ozone, you piece of shit.
Got him.
Well, what have I been up to, you asked?
Didn't ask.
Let's see. I started the new season of The Witcher. It's not Henry Cavill, which really bothers me. But it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. Isn't it Chris Hemsworth? Is that it?
Liam.
His brother, Liam
Hemsworth.
Someone asked me the other day who was playing it, and I said Liam Neeson.
Oh.
It gave me a picture. Honestly, it'd be pretty.
Well, that would be awesome.
Where is she?
It would be pretty funny to watch Liam Neeson play Geralt of Rivia.
You'd make it a great girl.
Honestly, it would. That'd be so good. I actually really like him in all of the Taken movies. I know they're so cliche, but I do really like all of the Taken movies.
Well, they're only cliche now because Taken exists. At the time they were coming out, they were awesome.
They're still pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
You know, like the first three.
It's the same trope. Yeah, the first three. It's the same trope.
How many are there?
I think there's only three. There might be a fourth, but
I thought
it's the same. Like,
I thought there were 5 for some reason.
oh my gosh.
How many different ways are there to be taken, though?
Well, it's like his daughter gets taken, and then in the next one, like his wife gets taken.
He gets taken.
One of them he gets taken, and then one of them his wife gets taken. So it's like,
okay, there's 3.
Yeah. So
who gets taken next?
I don't think there's anybody. His grandkids, I guess, is like the last section that you could probably try and hit. But
taken for the last time.
I remember my small talk.
You do?
Oh, please go ahead.
Firstly, no, I haven't seen Stranger Things yet. Don't talk to me about it. I want to see it. I want to see the newest season. I actually really like that show.
I haven't seen any of it.
Piss off, shut the hell up. Don't tell me anything about it. Next, I have a 15-pound turkey in my freezer, a raw turkey, uncooked, ready to go, left over because where I work actually gave me a turkey and I didn't have to bring the turkey to our Thanksgiving. So obviously, what the hell am I going to do with it other than fucking freeze it for now and then try and cook it later? So I've got to do something with this turkey, and I'm either going to call my uncle and have him smoke the turkey for me because he really likes smoking and barbecuing meats and stuff. Or I'm going to throw it in the fucking oven and roast this bitch and then make a delicious soup out of it. It's going to be like potato leek soup made with a homemade turkey stock. That's what I'm going to do.
What kind of job just gives their employees out turkeys? We're just going to overlook that?
Yeah, well, mine actually gave you a choice. So you could pick a turkey, ham, chicken, or a vegetarian tray. And they also had some halal options. They had a halal chicken option and a halal turkey option. I just went with the turkey option, but you could either get like a 12 to 15 pound turkey, like 11 pounds of ham, like a 9-ish pound chicken, or you could get the vegetarian trays was a bunch of sides. So it was like green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. I think there was something else. I just don't remember what it was. And work actually gave that out. You just put down whichever one you wanted, and it was their way of like, hey, thanks, happy holidays. We want to contribute to your holiday meal, and this is one way that we can do it.
Personally, turkey was the wrong choice.
I should have picked ham. I didn't realize exactly what I was getting myself into.
You should have picked ham.
I know.
I would have picked ham.
But now I can make a really yummy turkey soup.
That's pretty nice. JT, did you get a 15-pound turkey from your work?
Did I get a 15-pound turkey? I got stranded in a town that I didn't want to be in for Thanksgiving. So I've been here for like 4 or 5 days.
You've been in that same spot in North Carolina since Thursday?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Really? The same town? You haven't moved?
Since Thursday. Because they don't ship out loads on Thanksgiving. And apparently most businesses give their employees Friday off as well, so they have an extended weekend. So the fastest they can get a load is on Monday.
I can give you a load on any day.
Well, he said that. That can't take that back.
No, it's just being truthful about his feelings.
I do have a strange mystery to talk about, though.
Please.
So I hopped in the Discord with y'all a couple of weeks ago, I think, and I was very confused because I found a small Lego hand inside my coat pocket. And I was really confused because I haven't touched any Legos in a long time. I like Legos as much as the next guy. Everybody likes Legos. But it was just so weird that I had this one small Lego hand in my pocket. But I set it down and I didn't think anything of it. And then I checked my pockets earlier today and I found not one, not two, but 3 more small Lego hands in my pockets. So I don't know where all these Lego hands are coming from.
Yeah, I have a couple of follow-up questions. Do you own any Lego sets?
I don't, but my fiance does.
How many gremlins are in your car right now?
At least 3, but none of them play with Legos.
Interesting.
In the last 48 hours, how many children have you kidnapped?
Also 3, but I call them gremlins.
But we renamed them the gremlins for political purposes.
Exactly.
I see.
I am willing to bet that your fiance put those in your pocket. Fun little present for later.
I told her about it too, and she had no idea. She was like, that's super weird. I guess I'm just hoarding all the Lego hands.
She's a goddamn liar. She's the one that put the Legos in your pocket. She's the one making you confused. That's how they got there. Don't tell me I'm wrong. It's the only logical explanation.
It's a psyop.
We're going to have to put her on trial.
Absolutely.
It's the only way. Under oath.
All right. Well, other than that, I also went on a riding trip. I went to a few different ATV parks, and I only crashed twice. Now, this was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Went on a riding trip around the ATV parks in like a 2-hour radius.
Did you bring a new e-bike?
And
cool.
I was riding my dirt bike, and I was definitely playing around with some stuff. They haven't gone over pretty rough terrain like they have out there. There were some kind of steep drops, at least steep for me. And I hit a couple of them, and I didn't hit them correctly. So I ended up just kind of taking a little spill. And I have a heavy bike. It's 270 pounds. Like a normal dirt bike is like 220, 230. So I got like 40 extra pounds.
Is the bike okay?
The bike's fine. The grips aren't on the bike. Got to get new grips.
Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah, I didn't even have a scratch on me, actually.
Wow.
Also learned how to take jumps.
So you can jump thing now?
I'm proud of you.
A friend of a friend had like a dirt bike or a motocross course that he made in his backyard. And he was kind of going around and showed you how to take a jump. So I got to do a couple jumps.
Do you have to accelerate?
Those jumps are terrifying. My heart was beating out of my chest.
Yeah, anything more than like 2 inches off the ground is pretty scary.
How high did you get?
Estimated, I guess, from ground level, I'd say the jump was about 4 to 5 feet.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, yeah, but
that's pretty big. That's really good.
It's like there's a ramp on each side. You know, you take off from the starting ramp and you go up and then you land on the other ramp. So it doesn't feel like you're 4 to 5 feet in the air.
Yeah.
So from like the ground where you actually jump from, you know, probably like a few inches, maybe 1 foot. But from the bottom of the ground to the ramp was probably 4 to 5 feet.
Oh, wow.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like I just shot up 45 feet in the air, but still.
Yeah.
Can't believe I didn't get any Snapchat videos of this.
No, I can't Snapchat and jump at the same time. Not yet.
Somebody could have recorded you. There's no excuse.
We'll get there. I also pulled a rib, quote unquote, doing jiu-jitsu.
How do you pull a rib?
It's a common phrase for people to say I popped a rib out of place, but you're not actually popping a rib out of place. What you do is you strain a muscle. But yeah, I did that and I felt something tweak while I was rolling around. And then I woke up the next morning and I tried to like lift up. And then my body was like, no, don't do that. And I just had like this surge of pain going through my ribs. So it put me out for like 2 weeks.
How does that get fixed?
That happened a while ago though, but still, I remember it.
How do you repair that? Does it just fix over time?
Stretching and waiting.
Does it still hurt?
I didn't go to the gym or do anything really physical for 2 weeks. But that's enough small talk. I'm ready to move on to today's topic.
Jeez.
Fine.
Whatever, man.
Fine.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I didn't really expect that kind of reaction. Did y'all have something else to add?
Not anymore.
I mean, I had like one other thing to talk about, but
I want my co-host to be happy and heard. So if you have something, speak up now.
Well, I'm not happy, but I'll say it.
Let it rip.
Have y'all heard of the game that's coming out? Y'all probably have by now. Hytale.
No.
Is that the competition for Minecraft?
It is, but they announced it like 7 or 8 years ago. So it's been in development for forever.
Well, and they went bankrupt, but they rebought the rights, right?
Mm-hmm. The game was bought out by, I don't remember who bought it out, but they ended up deciding they were going to go bankrupt. and they bought the original owner out whenever they acquired it. But they tried to add too many things and change too much stuff, and they ended up saying, we're canceling the whole project altogether. And the original owner said that he was going to buy the game back for what they bought him out for and still try to release it, and they agreed to do it. So he has the game back, and now it's currently scheduled again. And it actually looks really good. They released like a video of its creative mode, and it's really nice. They are partnered with Blockbench, which is a 3D modeling platform. So it's got some crazy, like, creative tools inside of it. It looks good. I'm excited to try it.
You said it's competition for Minecraft?
I saw like a little bit.
It kind of is.
Yeah. They're kind of like in direct development against each other.
There's a server on Minecraft called Hypixel, and basically the server's been around since like the dawn of Minecraft at this point. And the developers of that server decided, you know what, we're going to make a game kind of like Minecraft, except everybody's saying like they wish this was here, they wish that was here. These are the things we wish Minecraft has, but doesn't and never will. So we'll just make our own version of the game. So they started development on Hytale, and thus was born a development hell, which is finally sounds like it's coming to an end.
Nice. So any word on release dates?
Early access is early June.
Oh, wow.
Or early January.
Oh, wow.
That's even closer.
Very close.
Wow.
So do you plan on making Let's Play on that?
Yeah, I'll probably make some videos on it. Check it out. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen a very limited.
You are a seasoned Minecraft YouTuber yourself.
Yes, I am. By the name of JT Keith.
I've seen very limited content on it, but it does look interesting in terms of like, it looks like it functions similarly to Minecraft, but there's a lot more customizational options almost. Like you're able to copy and paste builds. You're able to build like larger things a little faster and fill in spots easier.
There's like a grid mode too.
Like for larger structures, there's a grid mode that you can use to basically like you can place the grid in air so that you can just build in the middle of the air without having to like build up to it. You can just free build there.
It has like all the same tools that Blockbench has for 3D modeling, except for like block placement instead. You can create textures of different blocks and then copy that texture and then paint other objects with that texture of blocks. It's really good.
Yeah. It looks really interesting.
But yeah, that was the last thing I wanted to talk about for my small talk. We can do whatever you wanted to talk about now, Chance.
Well, Ethan also might have had something. Ethan?
I'm just excited for my turkey soup stuff. That's all. I'm just really excited.
Are you going to make it for us?
If you want to come over to my house after I make it, you can try some.
Okay. I would like that. JT.
But I don't want to cart it all the way over to you.
Are you going to come get some turkey soup?
I want turkey soup. It would be better if it was ham soup.
Well, bitch, I don't have no ham. And I'm going to bake. The thing is if I got a ham, I probably wouldn't have a ham bone to make stock out of.
Ham boning.
Yeah, but I will have an entire turkey carcass that I can pick the rest of like the little bits of meat off of and boil. And now I have turkey broth, like bone broth, homemade, dog. Homemade.
Turkey is a lot. There's a lot of food in a single turkey.
Yeah, well, and it's great for some soup, dude. It's great for some soup.
Ethan whipping it up from scratch over there.
Good soup. Oh, okay, I'm ready now.
Good soup.
Good soup. All right. All right. So I have tasked these fine gentlemen with finding unethical experiments that have been done throughout history or any unethical experiment they can think of their own to present to the group. And I tasked them with that because, well, I won the last episode and I'm a good little space cadet.
You die in that scenario, though.
Anywho.
You're dead.
It's a good song. That's a good song, by the way, Space Cadet.
I do die, but it's fine.
Is that an actual song, or are we about to write a song?
It is. No, it is it's a real song. It's a rap song. It's got Future in it.
Man, I wish we were about to write a song.
Yeah, it's a rap song.
Hey, future episode idea. Write it down.
It's a good song. It goes pretty hard. Not gonna lie.
All right. Does anybody want to volunteer to go first on their unethical experiment they found?
I'll go first.
I have a small one to start with.
Okay, we can do a small one.
All right. Yeah, let's
have a small one. There's nothing like. I have some other ones that have a little bit more sustenance to them that they're actually like a little bit better researched. But the first one that I think of was when you had mentioned that was you take a homeless person. And this is not an experiment that we have any research on. This is one like that you could do. I mean, it might be. I'm sure it's been talked about in some other spots. But you take a homeless person off the streets that has nothing to live for, and you pump him full of LSD and hallucinogenic drugs, but mainly LSD. and you put him into a VR where he plays nothing but Skyrim for like 1,000 days. And every time like he gets a kill, like he gets fed so that he like learns, and it triggers a dopamine response every time he gets a kill in the game, that something good will happen. And then you drop him in the middle of Scandinavia. After like 1,000 days, you drop him in the middle of Scandinavia with nothing but like a loincloth on and a sword in his hand, and see what he does. It's like a social
super soldier.
Yeah, it's a social experiment to see would he then, after just being pumped up with all of the drugs and trained to have a positive response to every time he gets a kill, every time he kills something with a sword or a bow and arrow or whatever, once you drop him in Scandinavia, is he going to go buck wild and start murking people?
That's what I'm saying. Man, so I've seen this one before. And this is one that's been circulating the internet for probably a long time now. I guess around the time Skyrim came out.
But it's not unpopular, quote unquote.
Yeah, but I've always loved it. I would add, when you release them, maybe give them some bath salts.
Oh,
too.
Keep them up.
Because from the stories I've heard about what people with bath salts is, they become pretty damn hard to stop.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's basically just triggering pure adrenaline the whole time. Your adrenal gland should probably explode.
You know what would be really funny about this is that in Skyrim, like you're learning all the shouts.
He's going to start yelling at everybody.
But it goes through and starts shouting at people and nothing's happening. And then it doesn't work, so he just keeps trying and trying.
Might have to disable that feature.
Yeah. I really feel like that would fuck a guy up. I mean, because you've seen some of the stories of them pumping like old war vets with LSD just consistently.
Yeah.
For years, and seeing how their body reacts, and those guys are fucked up, like real bad.
Oh yeah, well they saw some crazy shit, and then get pumped full of LSD, and I'm sure they saw some more crazy in a different way kind of shit.
And LSD is a crazy drug.
Yeah,
a crazy drug. So, not that I would know,
of course not.
But anyway, that was my small one. That was my small one for starts.
I'm here for the homeless Skyrim guy. He would also probably try to shoot fire and lightning from his hand. I'm trying to think of the aspects of the game.
Give him a bow and arrow too.
You know?
Yeah, he would definitely try and get a bow and arrow, but if you set him in with just a sword, then he has to think, oh, maybe I have some spells, maybe I don't, because you don't unlock them at the very beginning. But it is pretty quick to lock. He'd probably pick up books and expect to get instantaneous experience. You know, with the way that Skyrim works, you pick up a book if you open like the first page or whatever, or you can use the books to learn spells. But I feel like if you pumped him with enough drugs, he wouldn't have the sense to actually open any inventory in the game. At some point, the game is like so immersive.
It's going to get captured and thrown into like a gulag, and they're going to be like, "Where are you from?" You'd be like, Tamriel. I'm from Tamriel.
He's gonna start looking for the dialogue options. He's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to pick here. I guess this is freestyle, or
my bet is I think he gets 10 kills before he stopped.
Yeah.
I think if you dropped him in the right spot, he'd probably wipe a village. You know, you gotta check your geography real quick, but
an unpoliced village.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, that's the thing, is like it's Scandinavia, so the thought is like it looks so recognizable. He seems to be in pretty similar like outfits that he can't tell that the fact that he's not playing a game anymore, or he thought that the game was real and it's still going on.
Maybe it's still a game for us too.
But
we all could be in that simulation. Just one of us could just go on a murder spree.
Jesus Christ. All right,
next.
I like that one.
I have some others for later, but go ahead, JT.
All right, I got this. So this is it's a small one. This is a very well-known one, but it segues into another small one. So that's just a couple of small ones. We're getting started slow, okay? The first one that I'm talking about is a lobotomy, which is a crazy concept. And
what is a lobotomy?
It's where you operate on the brain.
A lobotomy is when you separate your frontal lobe from your spinal cord or something like that. Here's some lobotomy facts. I wrote stuff down. It was developed by Aegis Moniz. The lobotomy was witnessed after an experiment on 2 chimps getting parts of their frontal lobes removed. And not only did he get this idea from chimps, but the man started doing it on people. and got a Nobel Prize for doing it.
Oh, wow. A Nobel Prize in what? Was it just like in science? Because it definitely was a Nobel Peace Prize. I mean,
I have no idea.
Chemistry, maybe.
Here's what else I wrote down. I wrote down a very series of things. What do you want to say, Chance? Spit it out.
You mentioned him doing lobotomies on monkeys, which kind of correlates with something I have written down, which I really thought no one else was going to tie into. I'll just ask this, does it tie into autism at all?
It does not.
Okay, cool. I'll have a separate monkey story then, but go ahead.
I also have a separate monkey story.
What the
hell? Okay, I guess we've just been really giving the monkeys the raw end of the stick here. That's what we're going to learn today, but go ahead.
After Captain Coon Missile, what can you expect?
He didn't do these to the chimps themselves. He witnessed somebody else do this experiment to chimps and thought, you know what, I'll take that to...
He just documented it?
I'll take it to people, because the monkeys, apparently, whenever they're lobotomized, they became really calm. And he was like, this is going to fix mental problems. So I'm just going to lobotomize people. And I think he had a pretty surgical way of doing it, until some dude named Walter Freeman decided to bring the practice over to the US and expedite the process with an ice pick.
Jesus Christ.
And
just thinking about that hurts.
Yeah, so you just ram an ice pick into their foreheads, and supposedly that would fix them, but it ended up mostly, killing people. The last lobotomy was in 1967 on a person named Helen Mortensen, who had 2 prior lobotomies, which I didn't know you could even have multiple lobotomies. I thought
more than one.
Yeah, I thought if your frontal lobe was separated, then it was just done for, but I guess that's wrong. And then that was the last lobotomy because that one ended up killing her.
Oh.
But fun fact, lobotomy was also something to help in aversion therapy, which was used to change people who were gay back straight, or so they thought. That is my other small little unethical experiment here, which is aversion therapy. People would get...
Did it work?
Well, it kind of worked. If you just destroy the person, they would pump them full of chemicals, imetine hydrochloride and apomorphine.
Those don't sound good for your body.
And they would make them super nauseous and show them erotic material, so they associated it with terrible stuff.
Jesus Christ.
And then also they would do some electric shock therapy directly to their genitalia.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's aversion therapy. Those are my 2 little... That's where we're starting here.
Yuck.
Okay, so lobotomy and immersion therapy.
Lobotomy and aversion therapy.
Aversion
Yes.
therapy. My bad.
Aversion therapy.
And that's the experiment. Like, that's just things that... Who did that? Where was he... Was he tied to some organization? Oh my God, organization?
Which one? The lobotomy guy?
Yeah.
Let me look it up real quick. Aegis.
I assume this wasn't a lone wolf operating by himself. I just don't know if this was condoned by the U.S. government or...
I think he just practiced it. He was just a practicer. It's a crazy man.
Okay, interesting. Well, that somewhat segues into one of the things that I had, but... Okay, yeah, I guess I'll jump into this. I was going to save this for later, but the Chinese government, in cooperation with the U.S. government, at one point was intentionally giving monkeys autism so they could...
What does that look like?
I didn't know you could give it to them other than taking too much Tylenol.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, let me pull this. I didn't have my notes ready for this one, so I'm going to pull this up real quick.
How can you tell if a monkey is autistic?
They would manipulate the genes. They would
gene splicing
somehow, do genetic modifications to give them the gene that causes autism.
Well, I mean, we've been genetically modifying all kinds of things for a very long time. It's pretty predominant in agriculture specifically because it creates higher yields, better crops, faster growing crops as well, and like bananas. If we just for example, if we just took bananas that grew in nature normally, we wouldn't actually be able to eat them. They've been genetically modified and selectively bred over time for the seeds to be so small. But like a normal banana, back before we actually messed with their genes and did the selective breeding process that we can do with agriculture in agriculture, those seeds were actually took up most of the plant, and the fruit itself was inedible. And that's just one example, but we do it all the time when it comes to livestock and produce.
So on the monkeys, this wasn't even that long ago. This was 2016.
Oh my God.
In 2016, it started modifying monkeys to give them autism. It was considered highly unethical among the animal activist groups. They did get some studies done out of it, able to get some different behavior models out of it. They would test drugs to try to ease some of the symptoms. They said the monkeys reduced social interaction with other monkeys, increased their anxiety, repetitive behavior such as running in circles. So this is where your tax dollars went, people. Is
the monkeys to the autistic monkeys.
The U.S. government made autistic monkeys that were running in circles. Basically, they were hoping to develop a superior model of biological primate behaviors, and it seems that they did. Yeah, just raised a lot of concerns with the animal activist groups. But, I mean, you started talking about lobotomies and monkeys. I'm like, well, this falls right in hand with my autistic monkeys. So, had to bring...
Do we want to keep it on the monkey bandwagon?
Ethan, what other experiment you got lined up for us?
Yeah. I said I had one about monkeys. Technically, I lied. But here's what I meant by that. From 1932 to 1972, the United States Public Health Services organized and planned a short treatment program for this specific thing. And they had about 600 participants. They created around 399, 400 were test subjects, and 200 were control subjects. The budgets limited the experiments themselves and caused this team to pivot to an observation-only approach. But it's called the Tuskegee Syphilis Study. So in Tuskegee, Alabama, in Macon County, for about 40 years, they did a test where they had 600 black men, and 400 of them had syphilis, and 200 of them did not, as a control.
Oh my God.
And they did not tell them that they had syphilis, because they wanted to see how syphilis,
it's a large syphilis margin,
would react if left untreated, to see how, what it might cause, how it developed, and how it worked. And so they wouldn't tell and it was only black men for whatever reason. I don't know why that was. Probably because it was racist. 1932, the 70s is early enough for the white man to get away with it, I guess, which isn't, not saying that's acceptable, but that's how it was. And so they would use several deceptive tactics. They would give spinal taps and describe them as special free treatments, when they were actually there to monitor neurological damage. During World War II, when participants were drafted and flagged for syphilis treatments, the study coordinators actively interfered to prevent those test subjects from receiving penicillin, because we discovered in the middle of the study, here's the crazy thing, we discovered in the middle of the study the cure for syphilis, which was penicillin. They'd use penicillin to get rid of syphilis, and that's why we don't have a syphilis problem today. But they wouldn't give any of these test subjects penicillin. They just wanted to see how the disease would develop. Scientists followed participants until death, often requesting autopsy permissions from their families under misleading pretenses, and basically exposed 400 people with an additional 200 as a control to syphilis to see what it would do. And it caused neurological diseases, blindness, cardiovascular damage, and ended up killing people. It would transmit to their partners and would create congenital syphilis in their children. The resulting stuff about this research was just generational harm. And it's been documented in detail. You can do a huge deep dive on this, but it was actually exposed in 1972 after 40 years of just killing a bunch of people by Peter Buxton. 1972, which then pushed to the Associated Press, and after that story broke, the project ended within days, and it has reshaped the United States Medical Public Health Department, and has changed the way that their policy for ethics, and kind of created a stigma against the public health system.
Christ, this is why we have conspiracy theorists. This is why we kind of need conspiracy theorists sometimes. But yeah, I imagine the black community in 1932 is what you said?
Yeah, it's in 1932, and that was
probably a very easy target.
Well, not only that, but it was the Public Health Service. It was the United States Public Health Service. This wasn't just like a ragtag group of researchers in a random college or town or hospital. This was the government.
It's incredible how much of this has happened within just the last 100 years.
Yeah. Well, and
these aren't like ancient experiments and stuff that have happened. They're relatively recent.
Well, a lot of unethical experiments need technology, I mean, I understand like 2016, we probably didn't have the ability to edit genes to give it monkeys autism in the 1940s, you know? It's only
True.
in the last 100 years that we've had such a huge and rampant development in the medical industry, as well as just like the science, the STEM industry, I guess is what I'd call it.
Mm-hmm.
Science, technology, and engineering, mathematics has made a huge jump in the last 100 years. So yeah.
Speaking of stems, you got stems in your mouth right now, buddy.
I do got
How are those
stems.
wisdom teeth doing?
They hurt. I want them gone. I have a dentist appointment coming up. I just haven't had it yet.
What's crazy about that experiment as well is what did they really benefit from knowing what untreated syphilis was going to do?
They don't. It's just something to document, I guess.
Yeah. What happens if we don't treat this? Nothing good.
Here's a brief timeline is, and this was in Tuskegee, so in Macon County, Alabama. In 1932, it started. 600 black men enrolled, and many had been told they were receiving treatment for quote unquote bad blood. And that was it. That was all they were told. The budget then had to switch to observation only in the 30s, 33. And then in between 1940 and 45, World War II, right? And the public health services intervened to make sure participants didn't receive penicillin during medical screenings in the military. Penicillin was declared the standard cure for syphilis in 46, and this still went on till 1972 when the whistle was blown. No treatment was provided in the 50s, and memos were showing concerns about losing subjects, but they still didn't treat them. And then internal staff questioned the ethics.
That's
in
wild.
The 60s, and the administration continued to defend the continuation as the subjects of the test were aging into advanced stages of syphilis and seeing huge complications stemming from that. And then finally, like I said, in 72, there was a whistleblower, and the study was publicly exposed and shut down within days, and there was huge government investigations.
This is a great segue into the one I was going to talk about, which if you looked into that, you probably saw this one too, because it's another really big one. But this happened in Guatemala. So I guess after, timelines kind of line up here, but after they got busted doing that in the United States to the black population, I guess they just said, oh, let's try it in Guatemala. So 1946 to 1948, the U.S. government funded this medical study where basically they subjected what they would call high-risk individuals in Guatemala to multiple STDs, primarily syphilis. So subjects, more than 5,500 Guatemalan people were involved in various experiments, with at least 1,300 confirmed as being intentionally infected with syphilis, gonorrhea, or I actually don't know what this one is. Chancroid? No.
Chlamydia?
CHANCROID. I haven't heard of that one. These subjects were highly vulnerable populations, including prisoners, soldiers, sex workers, psychiatric patients, and orphans as young as 1 year old. They're intentionally injecting people with this. A
chancroid is a highly contagious bacterial STI. That doesn't matter. It leads to painful genital sores and ulcers. Yep. That's about as far as I'm willing to go into that one. I'm closing that tab immediately.
So researchers use a lot of methods to, get this infection out there. They were paying sex workers to have intercourse with prisoners and soldiers, or directly inoculating individuals by abrading their skin and applying bacteria or infectious material into their spinal fluid. I know.
Disgusting.
How insane is that? The experiments were hidden from the public for over 60 years until medical historian Susan Mokotov discovered archived documents belonging to the studies around 2005.
So they just found out about this, like within the last 20 years.
Yeah, pretty recently. But it's kind of blown my mind how these the timeline works. Was the Ethan's experiment? They got busted. You said it was discovered in 40, whatever it was. Oh, 72. Okay.
Well, they got busted in 1972. There was dissidence that was created like in the 50s by the staff, but the administration was like pushed back and was like, no, it's fine. And they continued. Okay. And then in the 60s, there was additional pushback. And in 72, there was a whistleblower. I think for America, 1970s onward, there was a bigger push towards like ethics, because up until that point, the whole world was creating all kinds of unethical tests on human subjects to try and determine how we reacted to XYZ. Whatever experiment they cooked up. Because, I mean, looking at like the timelines of a lot of the ones that I'm working on, one of them pushes from the 1930s into 2007.
Oh, wow.
One of them pushes as like the 1950s to the 80s, 1930s to the 70s. That was like the rampant time for human testing, I guess, where they felt they could get away with it, and they did, obviously, because it happened. And we're only so recently kind of learning more about it.
You only find out about it after people have all died who have been involved in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the Epstein files. I mean, not to get too crazy, not to go too far into all that, but I mean, that was going on long before it ever really became a huge thing, and then kind of popped out within the last 10-ish years, right?
All I'm learning is that there's probably going to be a lot more crazy things that are going to be undiscovered that are going to be discovered later on.
Well, quote unquote discovered.
Yeah.
You know, uncovered. The public allowed to allowed access.
Devious.
Speaking of unethical stuff, I still got my monkey thing going on here. Y'all want to know another monkey one?
Oh, you have another monkey one?
No, we're done. No, yeah, let's circle back. Hit us with it.
This one's called the Monkey to Human Testicle Implant Experiment.
Oh my God.
Apparently, there was a time where people believed that all of your masculinity lied directly inside of your testicles.
And how big your balls were.
Yep. If vitality meant you had gland power, aging, gland failure, personality traits, all of it comes from glandular energy. And one dude named Serge Veronov, a Russian-French surgeon, thought that if he could implant some primal power of the monkeys into people, it would cure things like low testosterone and just give them some of that primal power. So he started taking slivers of monkey testicles and attaching it to human testicles. And the crazy part is that it worked.
Oh my God.
Low T, get monkey nuts.
But it didn't work because it actually worked. It worked because everybody who got the surgery believed it worked. They all placeboed themselves into thinking that they had so much more testosterone from their monkey balls attached to their human balls. I don't exactly know what and when to attach these, but it was already pretty crazy.
So you're telling me people volunteered to do this?
People volunteered for this. And not only did they volunteer, but this got so popular by the late 20s, at least 40 surgeons around the country were all practicing this.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Can you imagine being the guys that were like, I meant, do you have to pay somebody to hunt these monkeys and get their balls, right? They had to pay somebody to get these testicles.
Yeah.
And they're like, have to be like, well, what are these for? And you got to explain, well, we're going to give them to people, you know?
I wonder how much one testicle, how many people that covers? Because they're only taking slivers of monkey testicles and attaching them. So can like one monkey go to like 10 people?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I mean,
depends how big the balls are, I guess.
You can only try to find out.
Maybe they're onto something here. Maybe we should look back into this one.
We should get some monkey nuts, you know?
Why aren't we still funding this?
Well, you know what? After they stopped funding it, some other countries tried doing the same experiment, but they thought they could do it with other animals. Famously, they used goat glands, ram glands, boar glands, and India really wanted to switch it up because they chose tiger testicles.
Oh.
Now, you know, I was just about to say, that's dumb. That's dumb. Forget about strength. Give me some cheetah testicles. I want to run really fast.
Well, go to India.
Yeah, got the eye of the tiger.
Yeah, apparently people were getting some like testicles attached to their own testicles, and it worked.
Do we have one more? Time for one more?
Yeah, we got plenty of time. I would recommend JT get some cow testicles, but he's already fat. He must already have them.
I'd recommend Chance get some dog testicles, but he's already a bitch.
Damn.
Damn.
Anyway, this one starts in 1939, and I don't have in my notes exactly when it ended, but I'm sure we'll get there together. But in 1939, in Iowa, Davenport, Iowa, at Iowa's Soldiers Orphans Home, Dr. Wendell Johnson from the University of Iowa was a highly influential speech pathologist. And this was the lead researcher. And then there was the primary grad student, Mary Tudor. She conducted the direct interactions. They took 22 orphan children. Some had stutters and some did not. And they investigated whether negative feedback and labeling could cause stuttering in children. Now, initially, you look at that and you go, oh, yeah, that seems okay. That makes sense. Wanting to see if we can cause a stutter from negative behavior. But they used and abused these kids to make them to give them a stutter.
I saw this one.
Dr. Wendell Johnson believed that stuttering was not an innate defect, but a learned behavior formed from negative reactions. And he wanted to get evidence supporting that, what he called diagnosogenic theory, where stuttering begins when normal speech disfluencies are labeled as pathological. Basically, they went through with 22 students, and Mary Tudor conducted 45-minute sessions with the children. They would praise and support some children and give negative feedback to others, yelling at them, telling them they had a stutter, telling them they had a speech impediment, telling them that they couldn't, they didn't know how to talk, and to see if these orphans would develop a stutter. They give them harsh criticism, constant reminders that something was wrong with their speech, instructions to monitor every syllable, and told them that they were developing a serious speech problem. And these kids actually later did develop persistent speech problems and huge problems with withdrawals and anxiety. They had lingering emotional and psychological effects, and many were unaware for decades that they were research subjects until the state of Iowa issued a formal apology in 2001. In 2007, there was a lawsuit that resulted in a settlement for some of the victims, but it caused deep psychological harm to these kids as the whole time. And it started, like I said, in the 1930s at an orphanage.
Wow. Jesus. So these kids were 70, I say kids, but they were 70, well, probably pushing 80 years old, I guess. Yeah,
well, they're 90 these days. If it was in the 1930s and they were children, 70 years is 2000. Yeah. They were in their 70s and 80s, probably, when they finally were issuing these suits. And after the University of Iowa issued an apology in 2001.
Too little, too late.
I wonder if we could pick someone from our friend group and bully and gaslight them enough to give them a speech impediment.
I feel like Josh is susceptible.
We should do our own unethical experiments on people.
Well, they didn't take a lot of notes on it. They basically said, in 38, they proposed the study. In 39, they began baseline assessments and grouped children's and groups of children into positive and negative conditions. So they had one group that they'd give encouragement and positive conditioning, and then they had the other group that they give harsh criticism and labeling for their negative conditioning. And in 39 and 40, they did a lot of post-treatment evaluations and wrote a preliminary thesis. The experiment was shelved and not published in any major journals in the 1940s due to the sensitivity about the methodology. And then in the 1940s, 1990s, a study remained largely unknown outside of academic circles, and participants were continued to live their lives unaware that they were experimented upon until 2001, when the San Jose Mercury News uncovered the experiments, and then national attention followed. In that, after it was another whistleblower, that's when the University of Iowa issued their public apology, and then the lawsuit to follow in 2007.
What good is the apology at that point, though? It's not even the same people, right?
Well, it's not necessarily that. It looks like the university probably funded it, because this was a doctor from the university and a student, a grad student from the university as well. The lead researcher worked at the university, so probably used the university funding, but the university itself probably wasn't the one that should have been apologizing. It probably should have been the lead researchers. But
Christ. Well, that's crazy. Well, I've got another one that segues in no way possible. Taking this back to a lighter tone. This is one that I thought of that I just would like to see what the hell would happen if we could make this happen. But I would require a time machine. But essentially what I want to do is try to make the race of Super Saiyans.
Oh, easy.
I want to go around and take the most athletically gifted, strongest, intelligent people on the planet Earth, and they all have to have blonde hair because we're trying to make Super Saiyans, and seclude them on this island. Okay.
Okay, Hitler.
No. This is different. I'm not trying to wipe out any sort of other group of people. I'm not trying to commit genocide here. I'm trying to build a race of super people. It's different. Anywho, we take the most athletically gifted and strongest people and we put them on this island, right? And they have kids, and then out of their kids, only the strongest of their kids can have kids of their own. Also, if I didn't mention this, they have to be tall as well. They have to be tall and jacked. Like, they have to be physically of a large stature. Like, their frame has to be large. So big boned people. And I would like to basically do that, promote a society that is all about, sports and athleticism and developing your physical talent. Okay. And they keep that cycle going of, developing physical talent and fitness. Okay. And that's their entire culture. And only the top of these people are allowed to reproduce. And then only the top of their offspring can reproduce themselves. And then I would get in my time machine and I would fast forward 1,000 years. And I want to see what kind of absolute beast we create out of that.
So if their strongest, bestest, fittest child is born with a recessive gene and doesn't have blonde hair,
get him out.
We have to kill him.
Eat him. They have to eat him.
The blonde hair thing is more of a aesthetic choice. I guess we don't have to kill them. They could just dye their hair, but it's kind of like a cherry on top. Because I want them to look like Super Saiyans,
Oh, okay.
Like in an ideal world where I can just change hair color.
Gotcha.
I guess we do live in that world. We can't just change hair color,
That's a pretty common thing, I feel like.
So it's not too late to start this experiment. We can do this. We just get started now.
Yeah, we don't have to wait on anything.
It'll be a while before we reap the benefits, but better start late than never.
That's what I'm saying. I wish we get on board with this. But, I want to see how big people can actually get. Like, you only take the tallest, largest frame people.
Like gorillas.
How
Big X the plug, a real Big X the plug style. The biggest, the largest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know enough about genetics and the, limitations of the human race, but, you kind of do it with dogs and other animals when you're trying to selective breed. Can we do that with people? How big would they get?
I feel like there is a sect of people that do that.
I feel like we could do it.
But generally, I feel like their kids end up having a lot of issues.
Probably.
Psychologically.
A lot of incestual issues.
Oh, yeah. I don't doubt that whatsoever. But I'm just so curious, 1,000 years down the road, what are those people going to look like?
Strong.
Might need more time. 1,000 years I don't think it's going to be enough generations to really get some good evolution out of all that.
I mean, 1,000 years, what? Like 10 generations?
Probably more like 20.
Minimum?
I'm thinking like 3 generations in the span of 100 years.
Yeah, that's probably fair. So maybe like 300 generations.
Okay.
Which isn't a small amount, but I don't think humans...
I feel like that's a lot.
It'd be about 40 generations, give or take.
If you're selectively breeding over 1,000 years, you call it, even if you call it, every 10 years, 3 generations are born. If you're only selectively going across then, and the whole time you're training and like eating clean, eating healthy, then I feel like 1,000 years is more than enough time to create a superhuman.
You're definitely going to get some monsters here.
That's why I specified that as well, because you're accelerating the process. It's not just happening naturally. There's a hand in play here.
Honestly, probably less time, but the more time that you give it, the scarier creature you end up creating.
Yeah, I just want to I really want to know what the tallest you can be is. But
the taller you are, generally, the less time that you live.
I would definitely call these people the Saiyans, though. They would be the Saiyan race. We're creating a whole new race.
It's true, but also you have to make sure that the taller you are, the smaller your life expectancy is. Regardless, the bigger you are, the smaller your life expectancy is as well. Even if it's muscle, you can be really, really healthy. But if there is a point that is too big and your internals cannot keep up with your externals, a lot of people that are 7 feet tall or even taller are at a higher risk for heart problems because their heart just can't keep up. It works on a small scale with chickens when they're breeding them for meat. If the chicken grows too big, their heart just can't keep up and it just pitters out.
So maybe we can sacrifice height for mass and like muscle density. Make them 5 feet tall and just completely yoked.
What about this? No, I want Goliath. I want like 12-foot tall motherfuckers walking around this island. I want Broly status guys.
I'm saying you could do that, but they would probably be at a higher risk. So it might take longer.
What about this? Let me throw this out here. We take a whole separate another island of people, but it's only the smartest people in the world. And their job is to study human health and to keep the other freaking Saiyan island people alive and in good health to solve this internal organ versus body size issue we're having.
And we only need the Saiyans to be alive for like 20 years, long enough to have a child and get the next generation going.
Oh God.
That's true. Well, and the thought, like the hope would be is like they're the few that don't, even though they're at risk for it, right? It doesn't actually happen. But it is just like a fact that the bigger you are, the more susceptible you are to like heart conditions and stuff like that.
And maybe this problem will fix itself, because if the weak-hearted ones are dying off, then the strong-hearted ones are going to continue living and breeding.
That's the hope.
Okay.
But you have to make sure that they're not interbreeding, because then that creates a negative effect on your generational builds.
We'll have a large enough selection here. So before we continue, I'm going to start tying a bow in this podcast, but y'all are neck and neck for points right now. Just saying. So I want to make y'all compete here real quick. I want y'all to think of an idea of how to make this experiment better. Like, what can you come up with to improve the Saiyan race that we're trying to create? And I'll just leave it up to a coin toss on who goes first. This is heads, tails. Ethan, call it heads or tails.
Do I call it in the air?
Is this going to be one of those coin flips where you just show us whichever side you want the person to go forward?
You can't call. I can do my best to like show you, like catch it like right here.
Hit it with the triangle of fairness. I've seen Distractable do. You have to grab the coaster like this so that you literally can't flip it, and then you have to like show it like that, I guess, because if it lands right, you have to like pick it up and then.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're calling it in the air.
Yeah. I'm calling it in the air.
2, 1.
Tails. Triangle of fairness, that bitch. That's tails.
There's tails.
Does that mean I'm going first?
That means you're going first. How are you going to improve our Super Saiyan race?
Well, it seems pretty obvious.
Oh.
And we've already talked about it. We need monkey testicles. And we need one man brave enough to go in there and genetically put monkey testicles on all of these Super Saiyans nards. And they're going to get even more primal power faster. This is going to just speed up the process so fast, and they can take it one step further. Why stop? You can pick what kind of monkey.
Holy crap.
You can go silverback gorilla testicles onto your Super Saiyan.
That's not a monkey. That's the name.
Even more primal. The point still goes across.
We could get a third island just for breeding these
This is
monkeys,
perfect.
and only the most fittest monkey testicles are what we pass on.
The strongest gorillas live on, and those testicles get attached to the next generation of Super Saiyans. You're going to get
God damn it, we're on to something.
so much power so quickly. You're not even going to need 1,000 years anymore. But by the time you get to 1,000 years, you're going to have basically humanoids with monkey testicles with so much testosterone and vigor that they can't be matched by anything. Incredible muscle density. And I'm just going to incorporate one of my other, I have another thing here because I'm going to incorporate another one of my experiments. This one was called the human sheep blood swap experiment because there was a time where they thought that transfusing blood from an animal would give it traits of that animal. Some examples were for lambs, it would be gentle, calm, and innocent, or cows would be strong and stable, goats, energetic, mischievous, and a calf would be obedient. I'm thinking calf here. You get some obedient Super Saiyans that just know exactly what to do and they do it on time, on schedule. They get that gorilla testicle attached to them. They got that calf blood flowing through their veins. They're going to be unstoppable. I don't know how you get any stronger than that.
Who needs super soldier serum when you have calf blood and ape testicles? Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying.
Lordy. All right, Ethan, what you got for us?
It's going to save us more time. It's going to get us more generations faster, and they're still going to be continuously improving, exponentially even. And it's not with bigger balls. The answer is actually smaller balls.
What? This can't be the way.
So, firstly, going to take the page out of JT's book and we're going to be raising a side civilization of ultra smarts. I'm taking that idea because I think that's good.
That's fair.
Because here's what they're going to be researching. The main thing they're going to be researching, besides just maintaining the health of this this people, how can we make steroids better? How can we make steroids bigger? And we're just going to start shooting them up with as many steroids, because what's better than a natural human? A human hyped up. Okay. We've all wanted to see the Olympics where there is no limitation on what they can take or inject or shove into their bodies, because we know that the human body has a potential natural limit. But you start introducing chemicals, that's what these experiments are all about. Limitless possibilities. So we continuously breed, we continuously improve our steroid, which, allows us to pick even stronger, even better people. They're more susceptible. They can gain more muscle mass, and just overall general better abilities. How much can they gain from these steroids while still picking the cream of the crop of the crop of the cream? And then we have our side smart civilization to maintain health and try to improve steroid.
I gotta say,
I think this is pretty easy.
I'm skeptical on that solution, because it feels like part of the glory of this whole test was getting these naturally created super soldiers, these super Saiyans.
That's the hope, though.
But now you're medically inducing them to simulate that kind of power.
If you shoot them up with a nutch, that's all selective breeding is medical induction. I mean, you're already medically inducing stimulation through monkey nuts. I'm telling you, this is far less invasive.
No, but that's all natural monkey nuts.
That's not natural the second that you're cutting them in and putting them into a human, as well as pushing calf blood. I don't need them to be docile.
Yeah. Organic calf blood.
They'll learn. We'll pick the ones that are obedient. We don't need to just jam them with animal blood and testes. They can have their own natural nards and still develop far faster and better.
Listen here, monkey nuts and calf blood, those are God-given materials.
Oh my God.
I didn't cut back on your idea. This isn't a rebuttal period, sir. This was my thought process and my idea.
Guys, I like both answers. And honestly, if I had no limitations, I could do what I want to this earth, I would take JT's primal monkey nut Saiyans versus Ethan's testosterone Saiyans and just see who raises a better civilization of Saiyans. But the goal is to try to make the most elite human being. And I think Ethan takes it with the testosterone, steroid use. I think if we are try to make elite steroids, that's gonna do some crazy stuff. I want to see that.
But does steroid injection actually affect you on a level that reproduces? Does that affect your reproduction at all?
Probably in some sort of way, but if we're perfecting it, then we're gonna find a way to make these.
Let me just do a little look here.
Mother effers pop.
JT, this isn't your time for research. You're not the host. You had time to give a good answer.
And you can look up the answer, but I'm gonna go ahead and recap points here. JT, you got a point for ASMR. You also got a point for kidnapping 3 kids. You got a point for monkey testicles. And you also got a point for what is this? Nobel Prize for well, what was that one he got a Nobel Prize for?
For the monkeys, right?
For the monkeys? Okay, yeah.
Lobotomy.
For the lobotomies. The
lobotomy, that's right. Yeah, Nobel Prize lobotomy. Okay. Ethan, you got a point for Super Saiyan steroid use. You got a point for I need dog testicles because I'm a bitch. You got a homeless VR point. You got a bust a load any day point. And then you have what was this one? I don't remember. I can't read my writing.
Was it about my soup?
Something.
Was it about my small talk?
Something.
I feel like I had a lot more things that I talked about.
Does this say banana point? Yeah, bananas. So you got a point for going off about bananas. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, the GMOs.
So that is a 4v5.
Let me give you the information on the steroids. Let me give you the information on the steroids.
I really feel like we both talked about more things.
Steroids impair reproduction by reducing hormone production, giving a low sperm count, and most importantly, testicular atrophy. It impairs testosterone, which is counterproductive to the Super Saiyan race.
Okay.
No, it's not counterproductive because it builds more muscle. You don't need testosterone to build muscle when you have steroid.
This is a hypothetical scenario where we've perfected steroids that it doesn't do that anymore.
And we can also selectively breed. So, I mean, they're going to be busting regardless. They're just...
So I'm not...
We can
points are final, but I didn't know that. So it's a good little tidbit.
This is bullcrap.
Oh, God. Okay, guys, we got to wrap up this episode. This has been a very informative episode. I'm really glad we ended this on a lighthearted, let's create a Super Saiyan race rather than injecting innocent bystanders with syphilis note. So to all that, I will go ahead and end this thing. I'll see you guys next time.
What about the loser speech?
Who actually won? Who actually won? I feel like that wasn't...
Oh.
I won.
Oh, I'm the winner.
He said that I won because of that last bit of information that I gave. He said, JT, that's a really good set of information you just gave me. I think I'm going to make you the winner. Screw you, Ethan. He said those words.
I didn't say that.
I didn't hear that at all. That's not what he said.
Well, you have bad hearing. Bye, everybody. I'll just end the video. I'll end it here.
Ethan, winner speech?
I'd just like to say I'm happy I took this L. And by L, I mean W. L for lobotomy, W for win. Thank you for sharing in these conspiracies with me, and I appreciate JT losing graciously.
What can I say?
We all know.
A very gracious winner.
Yep, he's a loser. Big loser. Anyway, thank you, and peace out.
JT, winner, loser speech?
It has been a pleasure playing with you gentlemen today and talking about these different ethical or unethical experiments, depending on your viewpoint. I feel like we could probably take a lot of this information into account into fixing Chance's personality, particularly the lobotomy and maybe some atrophy therapy or whatever else I said. Anyways, we determined last time that Chance is really terrible and that he needs fixing, and I feel like we explored a lot of avenues to be able to do that today. So I'm just really happy that we were able to share that information. Thank you very much.
You know what? I'm open to it. Maybe that's a podcast idea for the next episode.
Good idea.
Yeah. All right, guys. Podcast out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.